And welcome back to the Unbox Podcast. I'm your host, Rice D, and I hope everybody's enjoying their Friday so far. I know I definitely am. And as usual, we got another good show. I decided to shorten the intro so that way we could jump right into things and you don't have to sit there and wait 5 minutes for me to pop on. Hope everybody's enjoying their day so far. As you can see, I'm representing my two favorite teams. I got the Lakers on and the Ravens. You know, this is football Sunday, so you know how that goes. And hopefully everybody here is enjoying your day so far. Let me go ahead and hit the music real quick so that way you can hear me clearly. Drop a 1 in the chat if you can hear me clearly, and drop a 2 in the chat if I sound like I'm underwater. And welcome in to all of my solid men and women. Let's celebrate the fact that we just made it to another Friday. I know things might not be perfect, but just know that it gets greater later. So as you come in, make sure you drop your city in the comments. Let me know where you watching from. Let me know who I'm rocking with. I appreciate everybody coming in with us today. Let me make sure we got it shared out to our groups so our folks in the groups can lock in with us and get a chance to enjoy the show tonight. Just make sure I take care of that. And drop your city in the comments as you come in, and that way I could give you a little bit of love. We got Cali in the building. My man Alec Tatum. I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming in and dropping your city. Keep dropping those cities and let me know where you're from. Hey, it's a vibe today. It's not real warm out here. You see, I got my hoodie on. We headed toward Halloween and all of them days like that. So y'all already know how it goes down. I got my chihuahua acting up over there. So if you hear her in the background, just charge it to her head and not her heart, because she always going to do what she going to do. But I definitely appreciate everybody popping in today. Give me a second, y'all. There we go. All right. I am back. Yeah, I had to get the little ones down because they want to act up a little bit right now. So is everybody having a good day so far? I see a couple cities in the comments. Make sure you drop your city in the comments because I want to know who we are rocking with today. Most definitely. And if you've been here before, y'all know how we get it started. We always kick it off with the Rice's Rules tip of the day. And that way we can make sure that we do our part on our end to keep everybody safe. I ain't going to hold y'all long before we get to it, but I want to make sure we got all our ducks in a row. So y'all come in, drop your city in the comments. If you haven't hit the like button, hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed yet to the YouTube channel, go over there. Don't cost you a dime. Support the channel. It's called Unboxed, just like you see right here. Or if you want to support the channel more, go over to Amazon Books and grab me and my son's books. It's called The Playbook, Volume 1 and Volume 2. It's a good read, and it's supporting the channel and helping us grow and go. Let me make sure that I got my people invited in real quick. Y'all got to give me a moment. There we go. All right. And that's good enough. We're going to go ahead and take off and jump into the Rice's Rules tip of the day. And this has everything to do with you making sure that you keep your head on a swivel when you are out and about. Now, this video comes from Chicago, and it's self-explanatory. Check this out, and then we go unbox it. Now, what you just saw right there was the young man that was in the red truck. They were after the white Dodge. I imagine that looked like either a Dodge or a Jeep by the back end. It looked like it could be a SRT. Nonetheless, though, they were watching that Dodge right there. So when they saw that the driver was getting out, they sprung. And if you watch it, they didn't waste no time. They backed in to make sure they saw what was what. And as soon as that driver got out and started to exit, he ran right out, and the driver threw the keys back to get him to leave her alone. That's all he really wanted. You see him pick him up, go straight to the truck, and then he gets out of there. And later on, he's driving the car around with his guys like they own the car. Have to understand something. When it comes down to your safety, you got to watch who's watching you. So the tip of the day is making sure that you keep your head on the swivel. Make sure that you watch cars doing things that aren't quite normal, because if you just watch the behavior of this truck, that truck ain't parking in no parking space. If you watch it, it'll slide back, but it never goes to the parking space. And I would advise a person, when you see that person tinted out, don't ignore that situation right there. That truck is sitting out in the middle, almost blocking traffic, as you see that other truck have to go around it. So you got to make sure that you use your common sense in those situations right there. I don't know if anybody in here has been in a situation like that, but if you have, drop it in the comments. And as I said before, you got to know how to keep your head on the swivel and avoid these situations. Let me check the chat real fast. Hey, what's going on, D-Light J? I appreciate you. I appreciate you most definitely. Glad everybody coming in. But like I said, you got to make sure that you're keeping your eyes on the ball. You got to know what's going on, because if you don't, you'll fall short to be a victim. Now, we ain't going to stay too long on that one, because I got plenty of topics and I got football to watch tonight. So we're going to go through the topics, and hopefully everybody can help me unbox it. I'm going to need your input. And if you just got in here, tap that like button. Make sure you keep us on the algorithm, and let's get into the conversations tonight. The first one is called True Love is Out There. True love is out there. Now, we got a lot of folks that don't think true love is really out there. We got a lot of folks that say love don't exist no more, chivalry don't exist no more. None of those things exist anymore. We got a lot of people out here saying that if you're a single parent and you got a few kids, you might find it hard as arithmetic or trigonometry to be able to find that person you want. Well, this situation was a little bit different. So what you see right here is a gentleman who met this young lady on the far end, and they hit it off. They met online. They communicated and seemed to have a vibe. He flew out to Kentucky to meet her, and he met her and her 6 children. He has 1 daughter, and she has 6 sons. Well, he said when he met her, he knew that was the love of his life, and he knew that he wasn't going nowhere, and he was locked down with her. So he decided that that is what he wanted to do, and he married her. He went as far as adopting all of her children, and one of the sons even changed his name, changed his first name. He adopted the kids, so all their last names changed, but one of them literally changed their first name. I don't know if he changed his first name from his biological father's name to the stepfather's name, but the thing that really blew my mind and made me want to talk about this is that the father is still active in the children's life. So, first thing, before I even ask the question that's on the screen, do you think it's proper for a man to adopt another man's children if that man is still in his children's life? Drop a 1 in the chat if you think that that's proper. Drop a 2 in the chat if you say, oh, hell no, nobody adopting my kids if I'm still around. Do you think it's proper for that brother to have adopted those children even though their father is still in their life? Let me read this right here from the chat. My man D-Light J say, it's all good till something go wrong. Kimberly Robinson said, drop the 2. No, that ain't cool. I really want your opinions on this, because this does happen. This woman has 6 kids. This man came into her life. He only had 1 daughter when he met her. She has 6 sons. He married her, adopted the kids, and then he changed, well, one of them changed his whole name, but they took his name. Do you think if the father is still active and in those kids' life that it's cool? Daryl said, hell no. Hey, Daryl, I'm with you, brother, but I know everybody lives different nowadays. And I just thought that when this caught my eye, that felt a little odd when I read deeper into the story. If he's still in his life, it should be against the law. Hey, I understand that, Miss Jewel, because at the end of the day, that man's still in his kid's life. And I get it. The parents are in love. The man came there, fell in love with the woman. They ate everything, all peaches and cream. He adopted all 6 of her kids. Hell, they got the whole Brady bunch now because now they got one of their own that he's holding. And she's holding the hand of his daughter from a previous relationship who really looks young. So that means he jumped out of that previous relationship and jumped right into the relationship with her. Am I wrong for thinking that? That as young as that baby looked, she's holding that baby's hand, and that is his child from a previous relationship. That baby looked a little young, and it seemed like he might have been jumping dead into something else. D like Jay say, this dude about to pay a serious price. Yeah, because he signed all the birth certificates, bro. He did it all. You can look the article up. Miss Yvette say, no. You know, I just feel like you need to vet a person a little bit more. I get it, y'all. Man, it felt good. Everything was good. Y'all was together. And he felt like she was the best thing since sliced bread. But on the flip side of that, he jumped down and adopted the kids, which means if they get a divorce, he got to pay child support for them kids. Those his kids now. Essentially, their biological father has been let off of the hook, even though he never wanted to get off the hook because the man was active in the kid's life. I guess this brother just came in and, hey, he just, I don't know. I'll let y'all opinions judge this one because I don't want to seem like I'm too judgy because I know folks will say, oh, no, Uncle Rice, you always too judgy. You always thinking people supposed to live this way, live that way. It ain't that I think people supposed to live a certain way. I just think that that's kind of shady to come in from another state, marry a woman, and adopt another man's kids. Let's see. Jules say he was messing with his wife while he was with this other chick. That's heavy. 2, not really. I'm a product of a failed marriage. I haven't been adopted by my mom, but she's a wonderful woman who raised me. She saved me from my mother. But we know where the love is. This is what I'm going to say, Donnie, and I appreciate you coming in. Welcome in from Scotland. This is what I will say to that. The fact of the matter is, if the father is involved still, the man was probably still involved with his kids. His ex-wife found a new boyfriend. Everything felt so good to both of them that they got married and they said, to hell with the daddy. We gonna go ahead. Them your kids now. Ladies, does she have a right to say them your kids now? If the father, him and her ain't romantic no more, but he's still in the picture for his kids, does that lady have a right to say, you know what? I love this new man. Them your kids now. Drop a 1 in the chat if that's within a mother's power and she should do it. And drop a 2 in the chat if you don't think so. Like Jay say, my man about to get railroaded. Our brothers need help. Hey, bro. I mean, I'm not going to say he got finessed, but she put them cowboy boots on. She got her boots on more than the ground. She put them boots on him. Now, Miss Yvette say, hell no, drop the 2 for that, and I agree. Because don't get me wrong, this is a love story. This is a online, chat line, date line love story. But damn, do it have a happy ending? Because I would really like to know 3 or 4 years from now how he gonna feel, and is he gonna be on the outside looking in like the brother that he came and scooped? This is something I need to tell men. Make sure that you there for the right reason. Because I get that you're lonely, but you're monkey branching if your baby just looked like she just got out of walking shoes and now you done already married another woman that's got 6 kids. I feel like, bro, you moving a bit fast and she got teenagers. Trust me when I tell you. Now, this is the part that's going to get y'all. They said that she had her kids calling him Mr. Scott up until they got married. That baby ain't that old. So as soon as he started dealing with her, that was mama's little secret friend. Mama had a little secret friend. Mr. Scott coming over, guys. I'm gonna give y'all some money to go to the movies. I'm gonna see Mr. Scott. We just gonna sit here and watch a couple movies. Now notice he holding their new baby. Look at the age of his baby with his last wife and look at the age of the baby he's holding. And you tell me that brother wasn't moving faster than a Kawasaki. Jules say that ninja doing too much. Yvette say, how those grown boys not going to challenge him? Facts. If the father in their lives, how could he adopt them? Because the father probably don't have no court orders, nothing like that. It's a way around everything. And trust me, people say what they want to, but when a woman want to figure something out, that woman going to figure something out. Drop a 1 in the chat if you agree with that. Drop a 2 in the chat if you disagree. When a woman want to figure something out, she going to figure something out. She going to figure it out. Kenneth Campbell says, shaking my head. Now, what could be going through his head? What could be going through? I'm going to tell you what went through his head. Kenneth, them damn boots. Them boots. She put them boots on the ground and dug in like a tick. That brother already got a baby with her. His baby barely out of walking shoes, and he already married and adopted her children, signed their birth certificates. I promise you, she put them boots on the ground. Drop a 1 in the chat if you agree. Drop a 2 in the chat if you think it was just magical and it was just endless love like Diana Ross and Billy D. Lady sings the blues. He gonna be singing the blues. That's why I said what I said. They've been messing around. He just ain't decided to leave his girl and get with her. I could dig it. But I'm telling you what I know. She about to threw that monkey wrench on him. She done put them Kentucky boots on him. That's all it is. She threw them pigtails in and it was over for that brother. Look at him. You see, he probably didn't even dress like that when he got with her. He done turned into the coach of the team now. This brother is a bona fide coach now. He got the coach hat on. He got the coach sketches on. The whole night, even the over-the-knee shorts. You already know what time it is. He better hope it work out. He better make it work, because if he don't, he in for a rude awakening. I promise he is, Miss Jewel. He in for more than a rude awakening. That brother's in for more than a rude awakening. I ain't going to stay here that long, but y'all, when I see stuff like this, we going to unbox it. So we going to move on to the next. But before we do, I just want to make sure that throw it down there at the bottom so y'all know, subscribe to the channel. I made it cheaper than you buying that nasty cup of coffee that you didn't drink this morning. Number 1, if you want to support more, go to Amazon Books and buy me and my son's books called The Playbook, Volume 1 and 2. The first one is about dating yourself and how to get yourself ready for a relationship. The second book is about co-parenting and how not to end up in situations like this. We're going to move on to the next one. And this next one has to do with a young lady who says, let me get this straight. Let me just read this last comment before we move on to let me get this straight. My mother split the full family up. My big brother ended up going to live with my dad after she got with a new man. And it come out about all the things that went through. Man, that's rough, bro. Hey, that's rough. Kenneth said, 8 kids, this don't work. He gonna be sleeping in his car working 3 jobs. Kenneth, I'm gonna say this to you brothers out here. I don't care if she put her boots on the ground, bro. I don't care I don't care if she ride like that little famous jockey, Schumacher or whatever his name was. I don't care. Think before you move. Think before you start signing papers. Solid men use logic. That looked like emotion to me. Drop a 1 in the chat if you agree with that. If you agree that that was based on pure emotion. Now, I know some folks say he was already messing around with her. I don't know. I ain't heard nothing about that in the story. You know, they made the story seem like it was like it was Twilight, like it was The Notebook. Oh, you should see this. This is amazing. This is true love. This is what a real man should do. Is it? Is it? He could have called time out and waited a little bit on that one. If that trust me, that decision was not going anywhere. I'm just saying, that decision was not going anywhere. She wasn't about to get ready to just find somebody else. She was online surfing and you bit down, bro. You bit down. Don't piss her off. She got you by the, ooh, you ain't joking. Kenneth dropped the 1. All right, we're going to move on to the next one, even though that was a good one right there. Definitely. I'm going to have to make sure I clip that up and put that up on the page so people could check that conversation out, because I genuinely think that we got a lot of brothers out here that say they wouldn't date a single mom, and then they look left, then they look right. She put them boots on the ground, and he there for a damn sight longer than one night, because bro done signed up for life. He done booked his ticket for life. He there. He ain't going nowhere. He gonna have to take care of all of them little ones. You better hope ain't none of them. Hey, yeah. All right, we're gonna move on. Next one is, let me get this straight. Let's listen to this young lady, then we go unbox it.
Let me just make sure that I'm understanding you guys correctly. I don't think you even understand what you're saying yourself. You don't want a single mom that has 3 kids because she's going to put her kids before you. But you want the girl that goes out every weekend that doesn't have kids, the one that's partying all the time, the one that's choosing to go here, and here and play this game, because she actually doesn't have kids and she doesn't have those responsibilities. Those are the ones that you want, not the ones that are sitting at home because they actually have responsibilities and people to take care of, and they're not out doing the dumb shit. They're not out talking to multiple men and going on multiple dates in one single night because they have children at home. They're at home. They're at home being good, minding their business, not out partying.
So the question is, are single moms more responsible in general than women without kids? Because according to her, the way she put it, if a woman is a single mom, and let's just play heaven's advocate. We're talking about a mother that's dedicated versus a woman with no kids. Does her not having kids make her less responsible than a single mom simply because single moms have responsibilities that a woman without kids may have? But does that make her more responsible? I know she threw out the thing about, they like to go to the club and she always want to be out. But let's be honest, that's not every single mother. Every single mom every single mom don't be at home all day with their kids, and every woman without kids don't be running the streets and in the clubs all night, every night. Sometimes we say things simply to cope with the situations that we find ourselves in, rather than us looking at the situation for what it is and saying, you know what, I'm going to have to navigate this situation. And then I'm going to have to figure out my social life. I'm going to have to figure out this dating thing. I'm going to have to figure out this schedule with these kids. Sometimes we would rather say that the people that's not in our situation are in a worse situation or are worse options. I'll give you an example. You hear people all the time talk about, oh yeah, I wouldn't divorce her. I wouldn't date a woman that's divorced, or I wouldn't date a man that's been divorced a couple times, or I wouldn't date. People come up with reasons and things and examples to cope with the situation they don't want to admit or deal with. Let me see our comment right here. D-Light say, dated women with kids, she used to go and party and leave me with the kids. So it's not always true. And I appreciate you dropping that, D-Light, because it's not always true. Just because a person has children don't mean that person is going to be dependable and not like to hang out and be in the streets. And just because a person doesn't have kids doesn't mean that that person is going to be a person that's going to be outside like that. It don't mean that. That's cope. And many times you see it, matter of fact, all the time. Ladies talk about stay-at-home moms, talk about single moms. You got guys talking about guys who want to spend their money on women. And to be honest, I feel like this. I could tell you one time, bro, it's a bad investment. And after that, it's on you. But the woman that you invest in, it's not going to be about whether or not she have kids, bro. It's going to be about whether or not she's a quality woman. Because there's plenty of quality women with kids, with morals, values, standards, whose relationship just ended. It's just that simple. And on the flip side, there's plenty of men without kids that are quality men. I get tired of people saying that men over 40 with no kids and never been married, it's got to be something wrong. No, ain't nothing wrong with him. Maybe he's taking his time. Maybe he's not the dude that monkey branches from one woman to another. Maybe he's a guy that actually likes to sit back and assess the situation and ain't going to get played like a sucker when she put her boots on the ground. We got to stop saying what we don't know. We got to stop saying what we don't know. Because she's a mom, don't make her responsible. And because she's not a mom, don't make her irresponsible. Let's just stamp that. Same thing for the men. It don't make a man no worse option if he got kids or no kids. Sometimes it might make him a better option. I'm just keeping it real with you. It might make him a better option. And I got kids, and every guy I know got kids. But some of these guys y'all look past that ain't never been married or don't have kids could be your husband. And some of them women that y'all look past that's got kids, that's been divorced, could be your wife. Don't look past her because of the responsibility that she made before she met your ass. Just like you don't want her to look past you because of that dumb shit you did when you was 19 and got that strike on your record. You want her to forgive you for that. You want her to look past that as a man. You want her to look past that. But then you'll bark that you can't look past the fact that she had a failed relationship. Hell, I feel like if you ever went down and did time, you had a failed relationship with life for a minute. Let's just keep it a buck in the truck. Let's read these comments. Big facts, Mr. Rice. I appreciate you, like. My man Lair said that it depends on the woman herself. She needs to be a good woman. My man Kenneth Copeland said facts. Jules said that's true. I know it is, and you know what? I watch science fiction. I don't speak it. Unlike a lot of these folks who post in order to get people to like what they saying, I'm going to say what I feel like saying. If you fuck with me and you rock with my content, then we going to roll out. If you don't, then you can scroll up. That's really how it always go. And I think that's the best way to go because we need more authentic content creators that ain't just trying to pander to the people that they think is going to give them the most views or give them the most likes. No, we need some folks telling the truth. We need some folks that like to tell the truth. Jules say maybe he just getting himself together for when he finds his person, that everything will be all right. Maybe he just chilled back, just having friends right now. He'll know his person. And I agree with you 1,000%, Miss Jewel, because to judge a man because he don't have kids is the same thing as judging a woman simply because she got kids. And don't get me wrong, guys. If you a young buck and you moving around out here, don't have no kids, hey man, if you want to find your woman that don't have kids, I get it. Even if you a guy who does have kids and your preference is, I don't want to date somebody with kids because our parenting styles might be different. I get it. But make sure you got a solid reason. And it ain't, you should just go back to your baby daddy, because that's lame to me. I had kids since I was 18 years old. So when I hear guys talk like that, that's lame as hell to me, because, you know, the reason I say that is because, honestly, I wouldn't have my kid's mother back if she paid me, and she wouldn't have me back if I paid her. So that's not an option, guys. I'm the one that's going to speak the truth to you. I ain't got to sit up here in no suit or none of that. Hell, I'm an uncle about damn near 50 times over. So, yeah, I mean, I'm going to tell you what I tell my people. Pick who likes you, like the one that like you, and this young lady's trying to cope. We moving on to the next one. I appreciate y'all rocking with that one. We're going to move on. Bam! This is a good one. Common sense or controlling? Is his wife's gym outfit appropriate? To be a wife, let me move this out the way real quick so you could get a look at everything. Is his wife's gym outfit appropriate? You married to her. Ladies, I want you to put yourself in her situation. Is her gym outfit appropriate? I'm going to go back to that too, Kenneth, about the parenting styles, no doubt. But the question is this woman's gym outfit appropriate? That's the first question. Drop a 1 in the chat if you think it is. Drop a 2 in the chat if you, hey, it's a hell no, my wife ain't wearing that to no gym if I ain't going with her. And even if I am going with her, she might not wear it. Drop a 1 in the chat if you think, hey, that's cool what she wearing to the gym even though she married. And drop a 2 in the chat if you feel like, nah, I wouldn't let my wife wear it. Is it common sense or controlling? Should a husband have say-so over his wife's dress code? Should he be able to say, you know what, baby, I ain't about to have you going up to that gym because I don't feel like having to run through the front window over there. Because somebody going to say something to you today. And if you move correctly, I'm probably going to hear about it. And if I hear about it, I'm probably going to feel some type of way. And if I feel some type of way, then I'm probably going to end up in a situation about this since you are my wife and I'm the man that's supposed to protect your honor. But guys, that starts with her protecting her honor first. Your lady is supposed to be looking out for your well-being too, bro. Your woman is supposed to be looking out for your well-being as well. Just like you protect her, she's supposed to protect your well-being by not dangling herself out there in front of the wolves. My man Kevin says, single moms have made decisions that got them children. The children are the priority at that point. The reason she's at home is because of the kids and the single. Okay, that's from the last one. I appreciate that, Kevin. My man Kenneth on this one said, I'm not playing that game. Kenneth, I ain't playing that game neither. I have say because when it goes left, my freedom is at stake. Facts. Jules said, I say he should have some say so if it's real inappropriate because you're a reflection of him. And so if he looks good, you always supposed to be out there looking respectable too. Big facts. I agree with you 1,000%, Miss Jewel. My man Donnie say maybe a bit figure hugging, but a little better than some of the modern women that I see going to the gym. Now let me ask you a question. Just because it ain't as bad as the last that you seen, does that mean it's appropriate for your wife? Just because it ain't as bad as what you've seen, it's not the worst I've seen, so I guess it's okay. Now, see, just like my man said a little bit earlier, and then I'm going to get down here. First, Kevin Young. What's going on, my brother? To a certain degree, yes, he has some say. Gym clothes are not supposed to look like you going out to the club. Facts. But I want to highlight something. My man Kenneth said, I have say so because when it goes left, my freedom is at stake. And that's something I don't think that we're teaching our daughters enough about when they enter a relationship with a man. If that man really loves you, when he feels like your respect has been compromised, when he feels like somebody has come at you inappropriately, when he feels like somebody has done you wrong, depending on how that man's mindset is, that man's freedom and his well-being is at stake. Because we could look at it like we Superman, like we could just run out there and everything gonna be good every time we want to defend our woman. But you might go out there and catch one of them Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford whoopings. You go out there with the wrong one, your lady sends you off on the wrong mission. You know what? I'll be back. I'll be back. I'm about to go tell my husband to be back. Don't you go nowhere. Because see, there are women that pop off like that. You got some men who do that. Yeah, I'm about to go get my old lady. You got some dudes that's like that, but most of the time, hey, baby, he probably ain't the one you needed to have with you nowhere if he got you rolling around out there in the gravel. But as a man, you could be in a three-piece suit with a tie and your wife call you, honey, this man you gonna turn up, that tie gonna come off and you gonna go from Clark Kent to whatever version of Superman you are. Just hope you don't run into doomsday when you do it. Because the fact is, your lady can send you off. Your lady can send you off. And as my man said, you putting your freedom at risk when you try to go out there eating Tuffios because you know what? My wife said, yeah, and your wife might be one of the people that want you to go out there and roll around in the gravel with them. But this 2025, folks ain't rolling around out in the gravel no more. They'll lay you down in the gravel, but they ain't rolling around like that. D-Light said, I have seen worse, Rice. I know you have, brother. I know you have, because I have too. Larry say, better a bit more honest, and I feel you. Now, Miss Jewel, speaking from a woman's perspective, I appreciate you, Miss Jewel. As a woman, I don't think you should be wearing things out there that could possibly tease another man, even though you're not trying to, because you have a man. It's all about the respect of the relationship. Big facts. D-Light say, you definitely right. My man Kenneth said LMAO, facts. I know, bro, because the fact is, when your woman get challenged and she feel like somebody did something wrong, who's she coming to tell? Because we could talk all of the independence, equality, and everything else, and that's cool. But let a man bother your woman and see whether or not, unless you got one of these ladies that like to jump up in guys' faces, and y'all know my rule, I don't believe men supposed to be arguing with nobody else's woman. You ain't supposed to be arguing with yours, but y'all gonna bump heads sometime. But I ain't about to argue with your woman. I tell a woman fast, go get your husband. You ain't got one, we don't need to talk. Go get your man, because I'm not going to sit here and argue with you. And maybe I'm just too old school, but I ain't about to sit here and argue with you. You ain't never going to have to worry. Ain't nobody going to ever have to inbox me, see me in the streets, and worry about me saying nothing left to their old lady. That's your lady, man. That's your headache, bro, as my father would say. Excuse my French, ladies. Y'all probably say the same thing about us. But the fact of the matter is, hey, that ain't what solid men do. It ain't. And whenever you see a guy do that, it always seems to go left for him. You hear about him getting sent to the gulag. You hear about him getting sent to the gulag because he wanted to try to pretend that that lady that was standing in front of him was another guy that he could argue with. I don't care how hard a woman want to argue with me. I don't know. I will show you taillights and tailpipes. You will see the back of my head. Better yet, I might not turn my back on you. I just politely walk backwards. I'll keep my eyes on you because you ain't gonna do nothing. I'm way too tall. Unless you come in like Lisa Leslie or one of them, I'm way too tall for you to jump in my face and me to worry about what you're going to do. So I ain't going to argue with you. Just not my thing. And I don't think this should be an argument. She walk out with that on, baby, you can wear that for me later. But as far as you wearing that to the gym, yeah, not happening. All right, we moving on. I appreciate the input on this. What my man Donnie said before I go on the next one. With the way things are now, these days, with the way the world is just now, it's not safe for women to dress too provocative. And yes, it can be dangerous for the men having to step up all the time from a man who's already been trying to protect and random. You know what? And the thing is about it, it ain't never been that safe for a lady to walk around wearing next to nothing. Let's just keep it real. Can we just be honest here for a second? Drop a 1 in the chat if you agree with that. That's why your mama always told you to wear the tights under your skirt. That's why your mama always told you to make sure we know where you at. That's why your mama always told you, you wearing that? Girl, you better go change that. After you marry somebody, that man, your father can't walk in your house and tell you what to do. That's your husband now. So part of that is him having that role of, I got to protect you, baby. Can I at least let you know how to move so I can protect you properly? How are you expecting me to provide and protect for you, but you doing any damn thing you want to do, anywhere you want to do it, saying all the stuff? Come on, man. That don't make horse sense. You can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. You can't get me to be the bodyguard, Kevin Costner. Yeah, if you gonna act like Whitney acted, I'm talking about Whitney in the movie. I'm not talking about Whitney with Bobby. I'm talking about Whitney in the movie, not Nippy. May she rest in peace. One of the greatest singers ever. One of the greatest singers ever. All right, we're gonna move on. Next topic. I hope y'all enjoying the show. If you just came in, tap that like button like you're wiping your shoes off before you walk on my clean carpet. I appreciate you. Bam. I'm not paying. What could this be about? Well, I watched the video when I was going down my timeline trying to see what we was going to do for the show. And I saw a video where a young lady had a seafood spread. You would thought she was Long John Silver's daughter. Whole table full of seafood. The brother sitting there with her now. Mind you, they've been dating for about 3 months. She got a whole spread of food out there. And then they bring the bill over. Y'all know that, Pat. You know damn well that money ain't in your wallet. But y'all know that, Pat. Guys, y'all know that. Damn. Stand up, look under your seat. Y'all drop a 1 in the chat if y'all know that Pat. That's that Pat where you done seen that bill. Woo-hoo. That bill, you done seen that bill. You seen that bill, you start thinking about, damn, my car note gonna be short. I ain't gonna be able to pay that car. Man, if I pay this bill right here, we might, man, she might be, man, I don't know how we getting home. He told her he left his wallet, and she looked across the table and told him, I'm not paying that. Now, mind you, she done ate more seafood than Orca. And when she seen that bill and he said he didn't have his wallet, she said, I ain't paying that. I'm not paying that. Was she wrong? Should she have been willing to pay for the meal? And correction, it wasn't the first date. It was not the first date. They had been together 30 days, 90 days, amount of days where they done been out before. He probably done spent some money on her before too, because he was up in that, man, if you would have seen the table, it looked like one of them crab broils just blew up on the table. Food all over every which way. He said, he got the patent. Yeah, I think I left my wallet. She said, I'm not paying. Should she have been willing to pay? That's the question. Should she have been willing to pay? I say yes. If we're sitting there and you done ate every damn thing at the table right along with me, and I tell you I don't have my wallet with me, hey, look, you either gonna take care of this or we both back here washing pots and pans. I seen people talking about, yeah, you know what? He should have had somebody come up there and bring his wallet. Wait a damn minute. So you telling me I gotta have somebody bring my money to me so you could keep your money in your pocket? Modern dating. Modern dating. We read this comment right here. Big red flags, you right. Hey, D-Light, you right. Big red flags. Kenneth said it's a 1. Kevin said it's a 1. Because you hey, pay that money. I can send you the money when we get home. See, she worried he ain't gonna send her that bread back. That's all that is. When a person instantly goes to not trusting you, hear me clearly. My granny told me a long time and they steered me wrong. If they get to acting like they don't trust you, your ass better start acting like you don't trust them. Because 9 times out of 10, they doing something untrustworthy. That's my message on that one. They singing the national anthem on the game, so I just want y'all to know. We gonna get through these though, because I got 3 more topics that I have to go with. Now, this next one is a PSA to all mothers who have sons. Let's go.
PSA to my moms with sons, and by all means, if the shoe fits, wear it. But your son is not your man. Your son is not your king. Your son is not your friend. So stop spoiling him and giving him everything that he wants when he doesn't deserve it. Stop trying to be his girlfriend and stay out of his business, because you need to feel like you come first in his life when he has another woman in his life or a young lady in his life. Stop doing everything for him and teach him how to do things for himself. Give him the necessary tools he needs, because the world is hard. And you're not making it easier for him when he goes out there. Because guess what? When he gets into a relationship and he has to provide and protect physically, mentally, and emotionally, he's not going to know how to do that. And then it becomes a burden on his relationships.
Now, do y'all agree with her? Do you agree with her that when mothers help their sons all the time, they stunt their development when it comes down to relationships outside of the household? Do you agree with that? Have you ever known any men that you've been around that you've seen that, where they mama help them out of everything and they always struggle keeping a woman? I know a few. I definitely know a few. I genuinely think that a lot of times son was the one that mama held on to. Mama went through everything with him. Mama has a hard time letting him go. Mama has a hard time believing any woman is good enough for her son. I have seen women with sons who was completely out of bounds, but their mama did everything for him. If he did something wrong, the mama gonna ask him. She gonna ask her, what did you do to make him act like that? As soon as I see a mother and son in matching outfits, I know it is my time to go. Bro, you know what time it is. And I know a lot of people might say, nah, that's cute. That's the way it should be. But honestly, a lot of times that's a red flag, because you have to understand something. That's going to be the same son. If let's say you meet the woman and the son is younger, he's still in the school age. That's the son that mama ain't never going to let you say nothing to, my brother. See, these are the meat and potatoes of why sometimes guys won't date women with children. Because a lot of times that child that they have, They treat them like the Hope Diamond, which they should, but they also allow that child to do way more than he's supposed to, say way more than he's supposed to, and act way worse than he ever supposed to act. Have you ever, anybody in this chat, have you ever known somebody that had a son, a single mom, and their son was bad as hell? Bad. I mean, and if you said something to him, you was going to have a problem with it. You was going to have a definite problem. I know I have plenty of times. My man D-Light say definitely would be nice, though. That must be from a little bit earlier. But I think we have to understand something. When you get with a person, man or woman, that person is the sum of their upbringing. No matter how grown they are, their upbringing and the relationships they've been in outside of you. Miss Jewel said yes with about 5 S's. I've met plenty of them that had sons like that. Son would curse you out. Walk up to you and hit you. Walk up to you, put stuff on your clothes. You come in there trying to be fresh. Man, you fresh. You got all white on. You got all white on when you come up in there. Her son walk right over there where you at. Chocolate ice cream on your pants. You say something to him, she gonna send the deck up with you. She gonna lose her cool with you. My man Kevin say mom should be given life skills early. As they get older, hold them accountable for their actions. When he start dating, mom can only guide. Sometime as a parent, you gotta watch the train wreck. I feel you right there, brother. I appreciate that comment. That was excellent. Always poetic with him. Always poetic with him, but always speaking that wisdom, brother. Hey, I listen to a lot of things you say because I know you got me by a couple years, so I'm always one to listen to wisdom. Now, my daddy always told me, don't listen to nobody you think don't know no more than you. So you can put that in your pocket and don't let nobody hock it. Simple said put. But I believe sometimes we got to pull back as parents. We can't be that one that's just the helicopter mom, the helicopter dad. Fathers be like that about their daughters, sometimes about their sons, but moms be about their sons like that a lot until that son get out of that cute stage. Once he get out that cute stage, then you look too much like your daddy. Gone somewhere, you look too much like your daddy. Drop a 1 in the chat if you ever heard somebody say that to their child. Because I have. Well, with my situation, I never had that sort of relationship with my mother, nor did I have it with mom either. But I'm 52 now, had a lot of life experience, and I'm my mom's favorite. I feel that, bro. I feel that to the fullest. I just believe that a lot of times, though, the mother does her best. But if mom didn't get taught right from the jump, then her best might not be what's good enough for everybody else. It's always going to be good enough for you, mama. It's always going to be good enough for your son. But we have to realize that just because we the mom or the dad, we still a product of our upbringing. We still a product of that. So mama could tell you wrong. Mama could be wrong. Oh, I know. You ain't supposed to say that. That's like talking about Miss Jenkins. You ain't supposed to say that. But mama could be wrong just like daddy could be wrong. It's really that simple. Y'all know what? I'm going to do one more, and then I'm going to get to the game because I want to make sure I get this one in. And I appreciate everybody rocking with me tonight. Definitely do. This one is somewhat self-explanatory, and I want to leave this with you. Partner or a husband. What is the difference between the two? Because I notice a lot of people in the modern dating world, they like to make sure that they make it clear we're partners. I don't consider him my husband. We're partners. So in the chat, what is the difference between a partner and a husband? That's he's not your ATM, not your bodyguard, not your emotional punching bag. He's your husband. Treat him like your partner, not a resource. How about he's your husband? For me, I'm traditional. Maybe I'm too old school. But me and my wife ain't partners. That's my wife. I'm her husband. The shit I do that she don't do. It's things she do that I don't do. It's things that I got to get done and got to handle that she don't have to handle. It's things I don't have to handle. It's just not something that's in my wheelhouse. It's not something I'm going to try to learn how to do, because if she's good at it and we've worked at it to be that way, damn it, why am I going to learn how to do it? I guess I got to learn how to do it depending on if I get out of here first or she do. It's really just that simple. But is it really that big of a difference between a husband and a partner? Because there's a lot of people that make me feel like it's a difference. And I see it all through my comments. All through, I want a partnership. Damn it, I want a partnership. I feel like you lose something in that partnership. Because while you sitting there making sure Johnny, he's going to cook 3 days out the week, and Johnny can't cook a lick. Johnny could barely boil water. But because I want this partnership, Johnny in there making food has got both of y'all stomach hurting at the end of the night. You barely could get to work and sit down at your desk before you going down to that bathroom. Because Johnny cooked again. Johnny ain't never learned how to wash dishes, but damn it, I want a partnership. Johnny, it's your day to wash dishes. Johnny done left food all on the dishes and all types of shit. Sometimes we have to realize that what we better at, we better at. And I always lean on my strengths. Yeah, I improve my weaknesses, but some things I don't see as a weakness. And again, understand this. I'm always speaking from a traditional standpoint. So for non-traditionalists, I know you probably thinking, look at him. He's one of those guys. He's one of those old guys we don't like. I get it. I get it. But the fact of the matter is, we still exist out here. We're still here. We're making sure we keep ourselves in good shape so we can stick around and teach some of the men that doesn't want to be a partner, that's cool with being a husband and his wife being his wife. And I know that ain't for everybody, but you know what? For my solid men and women here, I know it's for y'all. Hey, this has been the Unboxed Podcast Live. I'm your man, Rice D, a.k.a. Uncle Rice. I hope you all enjoyed the show. And next time, invite a friend, because it's always going to be what it's always going to be. Logic over emotion. Y'all enjoy y'all night. I'm about to watch this Chiefs game. Appreciate y'all.